So I just spent $6,250 having PPF and tint installed on this BMW M2. And in today's video, we're gonna find out if that's actually worth it. 5 or 6 years ago, I spent $3,000 putting PPF on the Porsche, so no tint, so just $3,000. But just goes to show how much the price has changed over the last 5 years. And the reason for that is the installs are getting very good. They have a lot of new technology they're using for this with the film and the installation process. So today's PPF prices are going to be much more expensive than you saw, even half a decade ago. The BMW that you see here, we actually did just all the forward-facing panels. So the hood, the fenders, the headlights, the bumper, all the grills, the side skirts, and then a little bit around the back, so a little bit around the rear bumper. And same for the Porsche. So 5 years ago, when we look at that car, you'll see what that looks like after 5 years of abuse on a very similar package with PPF on all the forward-facing panels. And we're going to start with a bit of like what PPF actually is. So PPF is an acronym for paint protection film. And what this actually does is it protects your car from any sort of road debris on the road. So stones and like all these micro abrasions from the small particles that dull your bumper over the years. It's going to protect against that. So really it's making sure that your paint is going to look as good as it can for a car that gets driven on the road. It's just going to get beat up. So that's what paint protection film aims to protect. And it's actually a more controversial thing. I've seen like recently, I didn't know that this was a thing until recently, but there's like half the camp is saying PPF is totally snake oil, you don't need it. And then the other half is just die hard, you need to get PPF, So today's video, we're gonna dissect, what's actually right. And I think it's gonna come down to the individual at the end of the day. So we're gonna go off camera and take a closer look at both of these cars. We're gonna see how the Porsche held up, and we're gonna look at the job that was just done on this one. So let's go off tripod here. So as I mentioned on the BMW, we got all forward panels, all grills. So everything that's going to be facing the front of the car has PPF on it. And as I'm going around here, you'll notice you cannot really find these seams. Like maybe on the headlights, there's a little bit of a seam shown on the fender here. So you actually don't wrap the forward-facing edges normally, because if you do, they're more likely to end up getting peeled up. So you have this little seam on a forward-facing panel, but that's all right. And then we have another seam here on the bumper. These seams are showing up good on camera right now, but when I'm filming this or looking at this with my eyes, I can hardly see it. And definitely if I get like this far away from the vehicle, you can no longer see those seams. So the entire fender, the back edge, this is all wrapped. So you can't even see any seam on this fender, but there is PPF on there. And then the door, our kit included, let's see if I can get this seam. There's a seam right here on the body line. So the lower half of the door that kind of has an outward angle that might catch some debris getting kicked up, that's all protected. And then the rear bumper has a little spat right here on this body line. Can hardly see it at all in person in the video. And the whole idea here is to just make sure that any of the areas where rocks are going to get kicked up naturally, that it stops that from happening. So I think my installer, I went to Auto Vitality in St. Charles, and he is a great installer. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's actually the same person who did the Porsche too. So you can see his pricing has changed, from $3,000 to $6,000 at the current day. And the Porsche is a little dirty, so please forgive me. I don't have any yellowing, any crackling. I don't have any edges peeling up. What I do have is a little bit of the PPF doing its job. So that right there is actually where a rock hit the bumper, peeled up the PPF, and all like the white you see is actually just debris that got caught in the film's adhesive, but the actual paint is fine underneath it. And then along this whole car, I mean, none of these edges have peeled up. You can see this forward-facing edge right here. That didn't peel up. The Porsche is a little dirty too. I'm sorry for that, guys. And I also have a little piece on the rear, just like the BMW does. Right here, you can see that. It is getting, actually, that's just something that was on the road that got there. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where there's any signs of this PPF aging. There's no yellowing, there's no cracking. Now granted, this car has probably only driven 20,000 miles since it's had the PPF installed. So 20,000 miles, 5 years, a lot of time in the garage, obviously. But having said that, for 5 years, I think this PPF is holding up excellent. I am thinking about redoing the front bumper though, just because of that little nick. So now we're going to go back onto the tripod and we're going to talk a little bit about the return on investment, if it's worth it, and who PPF is actually for. I've watched a lot of videos and articles about PPF, and they seem to always go back to the term or the phrase protecting your investment. I don't necessarily know that I agree with that statement at all, because one, I don't really think this car is an investment. Maybe in my case with the YouTube channel, even though I'm not generating income, but for almost anyone, a car is not an investment. And then, you know, when you start looking at an actual financial return on investment on this PPF, so taking out the price of the tent, let's say the PPF was $5,200, $5,250. We're not going to get $5,250 more dollars at resale because we have this PPF on there. Maybe 1,000 or 2,000, 3 if it's like someone who really has to have this particular Java Green color. But financially, you're not actually going to get much return on investment here. It will make the car easier to sell. So, you know, as an enthusiast, if you're watching this video, you're very likely a car enthusiast. When you're buying a car, looking for a car, if you see one that's been one owner, like enthusiast maintained and owned, and it has PPF on it, you're probably going to be like, okay, I feel good about buying this car. So when you go to sell it, it may make it easier if you're going for that private sale to get top dollar. But that's going to it's going to be a small factor. So the only time maybe that may be different is if you have a super high-end car. Like these are both very nice cars, and we're very thankful for these cars, but these are not like really high-end vehicles. I think they're nice, but they're not like a, you know, Ferrari 458. They're not an expensive, like, exotic, like. So when you look at trying to get a return on investment on this car, it's probably not there. But for, let's say you bought a Ferrari brand new, if you put the PPF on the entire car, I think that you may actually get closer to that actual investment of the film. But with a car like this, it's probably not going to happen. So if you're doing this thinking that you're saving the car and you're going to make money off of it or make more money at resale by doing this, you're going to be very sad whenever you sell the car and realize you got $1,000 more because of your $5,000 investment. So if all you're after is that angle, it's not worth it at all. And that's going to bring me to my next point of emotional return on investment. So this is really the whole point of why I did it on this car and the whole point of why I did it on that car. Because I'm someone who wants the paint to be like absolutely perfect, wants it to be no swirls, nothing on it, no stone chips. And the only way to get that is with this paint protection film, or not driving the car ever, which isn't really an option. So the emotional return on investment is very high if you are someone like me. The real emotional return on investment is if you keep that car for 5 or 10 years. Then you spread that cost out over 10 years and it starts to make a lot more sense. And I think in 10 years, if you are the first owner or the second owner, if you've had the car for 10 years and it's still just as perfect as the day that you got it, that's the emotional return on investment right there. It's the long-term, where's this car going to look like? You know, if you're someone who's flipping cars every 2 to 4 years and you've never had a car longer than that, I probably wouldn't then add PPF to that, because that's just going to blow up your finances like on cars even more. I'll probably do a whole video about long-term ownership of cars and why you should hang on to your cars at some point, but I've basically adopted a never sell philosophy. Even with Vanessa's Hyundai, when we bought this brand new BMW M2, we did not sell her Hyundai. So when you keep a car longer, your money goes further with that vehicle. So, oh, we have Josh. Josh was actually in a video. Let's see if he wants to update with what's going on in his life. This is a surprise cameo. He's got all the dogs. What are you guys doing out here? We're shooting a video. Tell us what happened to the R32, Josh. He's been He actually has a YouTube channel, and I'll try to plug it on the screen here. Hi, dogs.
So basically, I was doing a pull up.
Come in here.
I was doing a pull, and all the oil went to the back of the oil pan, and basically the ECU saw 85 psi down to straight 0. My haul tech couldn't catch it fast enough, and it just spun a bearing.
Oh.
And so
That is more news than that even. I don't know if we want to dig into that in this video.
we can go down deep dive.
Yeah, he got a bunk motor. We won't dig into that. It's on his channel. I'll plug it, guys.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Awesome cameo. Thanks, Josh.
Oh, thanks, man. Have fun.
Yeah.
Love
Enjoy your dog
cars.
walk. All right, guys. You guys know I do one-take videos, so I wasn't really expecting any of that. And I lost. We were near the end of this video, and I don't remember what I was going to close with. So I think we'll just close it here. And yeah, that's going to be it for today.